Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Coach Tony, and I've got a very special video for you here today that I'm very excited to share with you. It's actually a worksheet you can use in your life or your business to help you progress like never before. I call it the Quantum Progress Accelerator Worksheet. I'm going to actually leave a link to it in the description below. So be sure to check that out, and you can download a copy. You can just make a copy of the Google Doc and then print it out for yourself and use it. But I'm actually going to go through this worksheet with you together here on today's video to show you how I use it and how some of my clients use it. And when I don't use it, I am not as productive or nearly as productive as I am when I do use it. So test it out for yourself. I want to help you get into massive action in your life and business so that you can reach all the goals that you're going after. I'm going to share my screen so we can go through this together, and I can kind of share with you what this looks like, okay? So this is the Quantum Progress Accelerator Worksheet. And the very first blurb here is just an introduction to it. And I also leave a little link to my calendar in case you are struggling and you really want some help to level up in your life and business or with your health. I highly recommend you book a free strategy session with me. It's completely free. It's a 45-minute session that you and I can jump on a Zoom or even just a phone call or however you want to meet. And I can help you develop a custom 30-day action plan that'll help you reach your goals like never before. So if that's of interest to you, I've got a link to that there. And like I said, I'm leaving a link to this document in the description of this video. So what you're going to want to do is, as soon as you get access to this, print this out. You can use this at the beginning of any cycle, in the beginning of every day, every week, every month, every quarter, every year. I literally use this all the time when I'm going into my day, into my week, into my month, like all the time, even New Year's. There's another custom one I'm going to show you towards the end of this worksheet that will come with it as well. But it'll help you plan your year out more effectively as well. But this one in particular is helpful for your next cycle. So here are the magic questions that will help you quantum leap your progress. Okay, here they are. What worked well for me? We got to start there. We always want to celebrate our wins and reiterate and reflect on what's worked well for you so that you can keep that going. And I'm going to give you some real life examples after I go through these questions. So I just want to kind of share them with you here. So what is not working for me is number 2. What's not working for me right now, right? And why? Why isn't it working for me? Get very clear on that. So what's worked for me? What's not working for me? Number 3, the magic question. What could I do differently or better instead? Right? What could I do differently or better instead? Most people are doing this unconsciously, but not very effectively. So this helps bring it to the conscious awareness and focus to what exactly is going on in your life, why it's going on, and what you could do differently and better to make progress, right? As simple as this sounds, this is a brilliant way to move yourself forward in your life. We go a little bit deeper though with question 4 is, what is the lesson I need to learn from this? And what is the trend or shift I can make to avoid this in the future? And again, I'm going to give you real life examples. I just want to go through all these questions. Number 5, what's one thing I could do right now with where I'm at, with what I have, with what I know, in other words, with no other excuses, to solve this or make it better? And the last bonus limitless question is, how can I reach my goal and have fun doing it? We live in an and universe. It's not an or. So we don't have to sacrifice anything. We can create the life of our dreams. It's just up to how we're thinking. The quality of our life is determined directly by the quality of the questions we're asking ourselves. And if we start to use these types of questions every day, imagine what your life will look like even after a week, a month, a quarter, a year of actually following this on a regular basis. I'm not kidding you guys. When I follow this religiously, I have the most productive weeks and months that I've ever had, actually. And so even myself, I'm not as disciplined. I don't use this every day and every week the way I should. But every time I come back to it, I'm constantly reminded of how valuable this is. So I highly suggest you try this out, but I'm actually going to go through it with you really quick. For example, what worked well for me yesterday, last week, last month? Well, I've got a couple things, but I want to share with you I'm going to stay with one idea. I recorded a video for YouTube yesterday and it worked really well. I've posted it in a good posting time. So there's different posting times where you can post your videos and the algorithm will help it out a little bit more effectively. And so I followed that and it worked pretty well. It's been one of my best videos so far. The way I recorded it, the way I edited it, it was very effective. So that worked well for me. What was not working well for me? Well, it actually took me a bit longer to edit it than usual. And even though I was able to edit it and put in the screenshots I wanted to for the video, it took me a lot longer than I wanted. And so why did it take me a lot longer? Because I was doing it on the fly. I didn't actually plan it out that well. And so what could I do differently or better instead is I could plan out the video for exactly what I want in it, the types of audio and sound. I didn't have any sound in it either. I want to start using more sound and audio in my videos and make them a little bit more professional. So that's something I could do better, right? Is just plan it out more effectively. And then what's the lesson I need to learn from this and what's the trend or shift I can make? Well, I want to start to be more organized and structured when I'm putting together my videos from now on. And then what's one thing I could do right now with where I'm at? And I'm actually doing it. I'm recording this video for you guys because I wanted to leverage what worked well for me was recording a video on YouTube yesterday, right? For YouTube. Well, I'm recording another one for you guys today. This is really it. And honestly, I'm having fun doing these things. I love helping people level up their life. And there's millions of ideas I want to share with people. And so the next idea that comes to mind, I'm just super excited to share. So that is the worksheet. So this is page 3. So you could just literally print out page 3, which is kind of what I do, right? I print this off for myself to fill them out on a regular basis every day, every week, that type of thing. But then I go a little bit further. I wanted to give you guys a little bit more of a bonus, right? And so there's this, what I call the quantum year worksheet at the very end here. And this is very similarly structured with, all right, what things worked amazingly well for you? Were you able to do, have, or become last year? And again, this works for last month, last quarter as well, but it's very, very effective for on a yearly basis, okay? And what you do is you literally bask in all the achievements that you achieved last year. Rarely do we go back and appreciate all of the accomplishments we've already accomplished and achieved. And this is a beautiful way to do that. And it helps remind you that how far you've come actually, right? And so if you can do this for at least 5 things, I highly recommend it. And print this off because to me, it's more effective when you write it. And you're just more connected to it. You could feel into it more like, hey, I did this, like you're writing it out, you know? But basically, I added this here because it's so important. Feel a gratitude, a moment of gratitude and appreciation for each of these things. Because, hey, you did it, way to go, right? So then we get to look at the unwanted results, right, from last year, right? Maybe you didn't hit some of your goals. Maybe you wanted to make more money. Maybe you didn't get the relationship you wanted. Maybe you didn't lose the weight you wanted. Whatever that looks like, we want to discover them. What are the 3 to 5 energy loops is what we call these, that are still in your life that you don't want to experience anymore. So not having enough money in the bank is a really popular energy loop that a lot of people get into, myself included was in it at one point. And it can be super frustrating and annoying and right, all these things. But what are you sick and tired of that you really want to significantly change? That's what you're going to write down here, up to 5 things. More than that, it's kind of too much. It's, 3 to 5 energy loops is what I like to focus on. And then what are the changes or lessons that you could do with these trends, right? So in other words, the trends that you're unlocking here in step 2, what are the opportunities? Like what could you do differently, in other words, to start to shift them? If you didn't have money in the bank, now is an opportunity to start saving more money or to start making a lot more money more effectively. And that's the idea here. So identify your biggest opportunities. And that's what you can focus in on in the coming year. In addition to this yearly worksheet, and it's this last bonus here, it's what I call my new identity. If you can discover who you want to be and become this coming year, or at least in your next cycle or phase, and why you want to be that person, that's the very first step to you becoming them. Why do you want to be that person? What is it going to do for you? And then what do you really want to do or have this year? Having something, you still need to become the person that can have that thing. Millions of dollars, a loving relationship. You've got to become a person that can have that can accept that it's natural for them. So in other words, it's still a shift in your identity, even if you want something or you want to do something differently, right? You've got to become the person first. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But what's most important, or what do you value most right now in your life and why? And this will help you kind of set your priorities straight. And this will help you determine the goals and identity that you need to embody in order to reach these goals. Okay, this will give you the insight into that for yourself. So this is a beautiful way to start your year, especially, but you can start at any given moment, a new quarter, a new month. Right now, you could start to become somebody different right now and shift an identity. Okay, this is how we do it. And this is actually part of my Limitless coaching. I put all of my clients through this and we step through this together, and I help guide you into that identity for yourself. So with that, you guys, that's my worksheet. And then again, I have a link to my calendar down below here. If you wanted to book some time on my calendar, we can meet in person. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. And hopefully this provides you a lot of value. Make sure you download the Quantum Progress Accelerator worksheet for yourself so that you can actually use it on a regular basis. If you can commit to yourself that you'll use this worksheet for the next 30 days, I promise you, you're going to see a massive shift in your productivity. So I hope this video serves you. If it does, please let me know in the comments below. And if you like information like this, I've got tons more where that came from. And I'd love to share it with you on my channel here. So just let me know what you're most interested in, okay? But with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.